Hello everybody, ML Forum welcomes you all to today's session on Matplotlib. My name is Saurabh Kolhe and I am in second year computer department. So let's see what is Matplotlib. Matplotlib is a plotting library for the Python programming language and its numerical mathematics extension NumPy. I am sure that all of you have definitely worked on one or the other kind of graph, say line graph, bar graph, pie chart, scatter plot, histograms, and whatnot. These are nothing but graphical representation of data, and Matplotlib library helps us to achieve the same. This is called data visualization. So what is data visualization? As I mentioned earlier, data visualization is presentation of data in graphical or pictorial format. Why data visualization? I'm sure everyone has heard about this phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Data visualization allows to quickly interpret the data and adjust different variables to see their effect. And you will all also agree that graphical representation helps us to derive more concrete conclusions than just textual data. So to prove that thing, here is a simple exercise for you. You are given two data sets, data 1 and data 2. What you have to do is identify any kind of pattern which you see in these two data from which you can derive some further conclusion or give some inferences. So let's say one clear thing which I can see in both the data sets is all the numbers are positive. Yes or no? All the numbers in both the data sets are positive. This is my first reading, or this is my first observation. Another observation that I can see in data 1 is as x increases, or as the value of x increases, the value of y also increase. This is another observation. But still I cannot find a solid concrete observation in data 2. So I think here graphs or plots will be better to help me. So if we plot these two data sets, we get these two plots, plot 1 and plot 2 for respective data sets. So as you can see, plot 1 is an increasing polynomial curve and plot 2 shows some two clusters which have been formed at the bottom left region and upper right region. So in this case, where you are provided only textual data, if I give you coordinates of a point, then it will be difficult for us to find the relation of that point with respect to this data set, or what conclusions can we derive from that. Say I have given a point, say I created a point here. One conclusion you can easily see from plot 1 is that it does not fit on the polynomial curve. And the same point, say if I place it here in plot 2, if I ask you that to which cluster do this point belongs to, then you can definitely see that this point is closer to this cluster. So you can derive that, yeah, this point belongs to this cluster. So these plots also help me decide that which machine learning algorithm should I use on this data set. From plot 1, I can begin with polynomial regression. You will come to know what it is in upcoming sessions. And from plot 2, it tells me that I should better go with clustering algorithm. So this is one advantage of data visualization. So I hope you have got a basic idea what is the use of Matplotlib library. So let's get started with code. I'm creating a new workbook. Okay, so the first and the foremost thing which you do is import the library. Now to tell you, Matplotlib consists of 83 modules. So out of them, we are going to use pyplot, and I will use the abbreviation PLT throughout my code. Also, I will be requiring NumPy, so I am importing it here itself. Okay, so we are good to go. Now I will create my x and y values. So for x, I will create a NumPy array, and I will use list comprehension here. So for I in range, say I want from 0 to 10, so I will have to use one number greater, that is 11. Yeah, so I have got the array x. Now I will create y, which is x square. So as you might be knowing, for square or for power we use double multiply symbol. So this is my y array. Now let's plot this. So for that I will use plt dot plot, pass the x and y. This is the simple plot which you have got for x and y. Here there is x on x-axis and y values on y-axis. To label these axes, we can use plt dot x label and give the name whatever you find good. Similarly, for y-axis, I want to give label as y axis. Yeah, so you can see that these labels have appeared. Now you can also give title to your plot by using plt dot title. Say I will use my first plot. Yeah, so here you go, the title for the graph, my first plot. Now if you want to change the color of this line, so you can mention a third parameter here, r, or it is the first letter of the color which you want to mention. Say this will produce a red line. If I want to make it green, then I will mention G. See, the line has been turned to green color. Now if you want to change the style of this line, say I don't want a solid line, I want a dashed line, so I will use here dash dash. As you can see, this line has been changed to a dash line. If someone has worked on MATLAB, then he or she might be familiar with this one, as this syntax comes from MATLAB, and in few minutes we will see how to modify these lines or provide more functions to these lines. Okay, now create multi-plots on single or the same canvas. Say I have one plot, plt dot plot x comma y, and I give it a red color. I have another plot, plt dot plot y comma x, and I give it green color. Now what will happen? I have two plots, one is red in color, another is green color. So if you can see, both these plots are visible in the same graph. Okay, both these plots are visible in the same graph. If you want these graphs to be present in two different graphs or in two different boxes, then for that you use something known as subplot. So I will first show you the theory for the subplot. Yeah, so for plotting different plots in different graphs, we use plt dot subplot. We pass three arguments to it, r, c, and n, where r is the number of rows which you want, c is the number of columns, and n is the number of the canvas in which you want to place your plot. say from this figure you can see that R is 3, C is 4, and N is the number of the box or the cell in which you want to place your plot. The indexing starts from 1 from the upper left corner, and it goes increasing towards right. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth cell will be this one: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and this will go on. So if I want to place my plot in second box, so I will use n as 2. I will pass third argument as 2. Let's see it in code. Plt dot subplot. Here in this case I have two plots, so one row and two columns will be enough for me, and I want to place my first graph in first cell, so I am passing 1 here. Now I will just copy it and I want to place my second graph, which is this one, in the second cell or second box. So I will pass 2 here. Now see what happens. As you can see that the first graph, which is red in color, it has came in the first box, and the second graph, which is green in color, it has came in the second box. So this is how you can create different plots in different cells. So before I move forward, I want to tell you that there are two methods to plot graphs or any plot in Matplotlib. The first one is by using %matplotlib inline. What this means is the graph or the plot which you are going to plot using Matplotlib or PyPlot module, that will, the output will be embedded in the notebook itself. Okay, so by default in Jupyter Notebook it is %matplotlib inline. What this means is the output of this plot, this is the output of the plot that is achieved in the notebook itself. A new window, a new separate window is not created. Whereas I will show you another code. This is another code. There you go, plt.show. Plt.show is another method. Using this you can create a plot in a new window, So I will show you. Suppose I run this Python file using command prompt. Python test.py is my file name, and as you can see, this plt.show has created the plot in a new window. You can see this. So I will show you the theory. %matplotlib versus plt.show. So as I mentioned, %matplotlib, it is used to open the plot embedded in the notebook or any interactive shell, and it is to be mentioned at the beginning of the program. So plt.show on the other hand is used to open a plot in the new window, and it is to be mentioned only once at the end of the program. So I am using Jupyter Notebook, so by default it is using %matplotlib inline. Okay, so let's go ahead.